So here I wanted to share this graphic. 4 teams who missed the playoffs last year have made the postseason next year. I wanted to share this graphic. 4 new teams in the playoffs. So 4 teams missed the playoffs last year. They definitely plan out who they want to make the playoffs before the season even starts. And the reason why they picked 4 new teams to make the playoffs who didn't make it from the year prior has everything to do with the overall script of the year. Now, the end result this year is Patrick Mahomes winning his 4th Super Bowl of his career. And in a playoffs in which he wins his 4th Super Bowl with 4 new teams in the playoffs this year, let's not forget that it's his 10th consecutive playoff berth for the Chiefs, and they are about to win their 10th consecutive playoff game to clinch the back-to-back. The 4 we see has everything to do with Mahomes' 4th ring. He will beat the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes. 2 of the teams are going to lose. 2 of these new teams in the playoffs are going to advance to the divisional round. The 2 teams that I like are the Chargers and the Vikings. I think 2 out of 4 teams are going to make it to the divisional round of the playoffs. Now the Bills are gonna basically the range, what's called the range for the Bills is gonna fall at around Super Bowl 61, Super Bowl 62. That's the range. Super Bowl 61, Super Bowl 62. Basically, it can fall right on 62 or it's going to be at 61. It all depends on does the NFL are home teams only supposed to make it during pandemic years? So that is the one question that could be why I may have to just flip around the Bills in Super Bowl 62 and the Chargers in Super Bowl 61. But there's no final decision. And it's a long ways away until the beginning of the 2026 NFL season. So that's really, I think 20 months. I have 20 months or so to change my mind or to decide if I want to flip the winner of Super Bowl 61 and Super Bowl 62. Now, if the Bills are going to win Super Bowl 61, then this means that Jim Harbaugh's last trophy occurred in the George Halas Trophy at Atlanta, Georgia, at the Georgia Dome, and then his next trophy, the Lombardi, could occur at the same city, Atlanta, Georgia, because Jim Harbaugh made it to the Super Bowl after he defeated the Atlanta Falcons in Super Bowl 62s at Atlanta. So that's another thing that we need to think about. And as far as Super Bowl 61, 60 prior Super Bowls, it is the Buffalo Bills that's come out to 60. So is it going to fall right on 62? Or are they going to be defending champions entering the year of Super Bowl 62? So that's really the fundamental question I have. Picula 62, it's Picula's, they probably are going to rig it for both LA teams to win Super Bowls at their same stadium. Pegula's 62, Georgia's 62. Also the LA Chargers is 62 if they are picked to win in 62 rather than in 61. It is Atlanta, that's Camacho at 15. And basically, if the Chargers are chosen for Super Bowl 62, then Jim Harbaugh could win the Super Bowl 15 years later after Super Bowl 47. So, and the Bills opened their stadium in 2020. Now, Buffalo's Camacho 27, so it's either the Super Bowl played in the year 27 or it's that 2027 NFL season. But 20 and 27 add up to 47, and LA Chargers by itself is 47. Did I answer my own question? Are teams only supposed to host during pandemic years? I don't know. I can, I can, I have 20 months to make my final decision. That's the beauty. Time is money. I'm already locked in for Super Bowl 16. That's the best news out there. You already know 12 months from now, I am already right. Because I told you the New Orleans psyop means that it's the the, the the Super Bowl after the one at New Orleans is Mr. Joe Burrow won the Super Bowl at the Superdome. She's going to win the one after at New Orleans. So this before, right on, after sequence, interpretive stage of Gematria, this is very important. Just because Joe Burrow won at the Superdome, it didn't mean he was going to win at the Superdome this year. This was a psychological operation, and I was proven correct. You definitely do have to think about that. Now the Bengals improving to 1-3 in the Super Bowl next year's Super Bowl 61, LA 13. Packers Gematria 13. They have 13 championships. So that's what I like about the Bengals improving to 1-3 in the Super Bowl. What's the connection to Peyton Manning and Joe Burrow? I don't know. Next Heisman winner after Jim Plunkett, Super Bowl 18. Jim Plunkett, last Super Bowl winning quarterback MVP to win a Super Bowl, but he wasn't the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 18. That was Marcus Allen. So what is done specifically out of sacrifice? Well, there's no doubt they believe in rituals. Dominic McNabb was black. He got let go, and then Eagles win the Super Bowl with a white quarterback. And then when they have a black quarterback, they lose the Super Bowl at Arizona. The John McCain ran against Obama in Arizona. It was Barry Goldwater that ran against the civil rights platform. I think in the 1964 election, Barry Goldwater's from Arizona. So I do believe in the rituals. Is McDermott going to get fired if he loses against the Chiefs again? I mean, never say never. Never say never. I'll be live for Notre Dame. I'm going to wear my golden green jersey. Yeah, let's fuck these Penn State guys up tomorrow. This coach is already mouthing off that Notre Dame need to go belong in a conference. I have 20 months to think about which team do I want to do. I mean, the thing is that Joshua Allen is 118 and he could win the Super Bowl 118 months after he was drafted in Super Bowl 62. It's just a mad. Now look, when that's what I call the range. It's basically the Bills could win the Super Bowl in February of 2027, or if they don't, they just basically win the Super Bowl in the 2027 NFL season. So the season that begins in September of 2027. So that's why you have to have a range. It's called the range. It's the range in which the team could win the Super Bowl. So this year for the Bengals, I've told everyone the range was Super Bowl 59, Super Bowl 60. So they didn't make it to the playoffs this year, which is great. It'll be scripted for them to win the Super Bowl right after they miss the playoffs, and the Chiefs spited the Bengals, and the Bengals get revenge. They beat the Chiefs, and then they will say, "Oh, the Chiefs never wanted to play Cincinnati." When they lose against Cincinnati in next year's playoffs. The new stadium opens 2026. Yep. Tampa Bay Buccaneers will make the Super Bowl at around that time. A quarterback who Cleveland got rid of is going to make it to a Super Bowl, 100%. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Gematria 62. I guess you have to look at Baker Mayfield. Which team makes more sense? The thing about Josh Allen is the draft pick was originally held by the Bucks. Then they traded to the Bills, and then the Bills with the seventh pick drafted Josh Allen and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl championship in Super Bowl 55. Does this mean Josh Allen wins it 7 years after the Bucks did? And then the number one thing that before the year of Super Bowl 61, the number one thing is going to be the playoff records for Herbert and Josh Allen. So after the end of next season, it will become crystal clear based off of the playoff record of Herbert and Josh Allen which quarterback is going to win for Super Bowl 61. Oh, yeah, I'd be here for the NFC title stream. Everyone's gonna be, oh, Buffalo, this is their year, but not. Timing is everything. There's no conspiracies. It's only cause and effect. It's cause and effect. But I think we should hear something about Andy Reid in the next couple of years. A sudden retirement, a health complication. Anything can happen in any minute's notice. That's just life. Much healthier Andy Reid. I give him his props. Change of heart, rest, whatever. Keeping a legacy, retiring on top. I think, and I think it's a better written script if these guys tell Andy Reid to walk off and Patrick Mahomes suddenly can't make it to an AFC championship game or suddenly can't win a Super Bowl without Andy Reid. That's probably the next thing that has to happen right after the Bengals end the first half of the dynasty. It's the dynasty's not really over. It could be a matter of the first half and the second half, kind of like the first half of the Patriots, the 10 years without the Super Bowl appearance, and then the second half of the Patriot dynasty. So there probably is a part one and a part two for Kansas City. And when Kelsey walks away, when he retires, then people will definitely start doubting Patrick Mahomes and what he's capable of doing statistically, as we've seen this year. You figure the Packers are going to make it to the Super Bowl eventually without Aaron Rodgers. They'll be winning, but they are going to collapse. They are going to let the game slip away because Joe Burrow is going to lead the 2 minute offense. So already 13 months in advance, you can save the live bet for the fourth quarter. 2 minutes left, and Joe Burrow has the ball, and the Bengals need a touchdown, and he delivers. I don't think it's worth placing a bet on Super Bowl 60 until the live bet with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We've seen plenty of 2 minute offenses. We've seen it last year. We've seen it Super Bowl 43, the drive, Ben Roethlisberger against the Cardinals, Eli Manning against the Patriots. We've seen many moments of 2 minute offenses. The Tom Brady in the comeback, many 2 minute offenses. Georgia Scamaccia, 44, and Josh Allen threw 44 touchdown passes during his time with the University of Wyoming. Georgia's Allen's 44. Georgia is 44, but Super Bowl 61, I think, is played on the 44th day of the year. I think Super Bowl 61 is going to be played on Valentine's Day to be exact, but I think Josh Allen already proposed. So I don't know. We'll hear something about Justin Herbert or something for Super Bowl 61 or something like that. Eagles have no chance. You don't need to worry about that. Eagles have zero chance. Patrick Mahomes' third matchup against Jared Goff. He's never beaten Jared Goff. Justin Herbert gets injured. The home Super Bowl curse, the big comeback for Super Bowl 62. You know, they probably may need to flip it around again. I have 20 months to flip it around. I don't have to make a final decision until August, September of 2026. That is a long ways away. That would be his 67th birthday. Los Angeles Rams is Camacho 67. They won the last Super Bowl at Inglewood. Probably 33 years after Super Bowl 28. Buffalo Bills is 33. I'd probably Atlanta. Gamache of Atlanta connects to Super Bowl 47. If Atlanta's 15, Harbaugh played in the Super Bowl 15 years ago. Clippers are in June of 2027. Instead of Chargers there and then Clippers there in the same year. Chargers in February of 27 and Clippers in June of 27. We have Clippers 2027. And then a couple of months later, after the Clippers win, is the beginning of the NFL season. And then the Chargers are there in February of 28. 49ers is Camacho 28. Well, I don't like James Franklin because he's already barking about Notre Dame. Oh, they belong in a conference. This guy is going to get his ass kicked. I guarantee after the game tomorrow, James Franklin won't be suddenly saying, oh, Notre Dame should join the Big Ten. He'll shut his mouth after tomorrow. These guys are cooked. It's easy. All you have to do is study the code. Penn State's 33. Freeman's at 32 wins. Gets number 33 against Penn State. Is it that Marcus Freemason is gematria of Georgia? Freemason. Haters. It is my time right now. My college football team is winning the national championship. Y'all teams don't beat Ohio State. My team will. It goes for you too. Texas goes for you too. Maybe not until Arch Manning is starting quarterback. Maybe then Texas can win. Yeah, Texas pretty rich too. Notre Dame, they have their own TV contract. They don't have to share money with a bunch of teams in the conference. The Texas Longhorns, they've had their own TV network for like, I think, over a decade. It's called the Texas Longhorns Network. Notre Dame, baby. The game is tomorrow, 5:30 Mountain Time. I'm all ready for the game. James Franklin's already mouthing off. Oh, Notre Dame, you need to belong in a conference. They're going to smoke this guy. He's overrated. When has he ever beat Ohio State? He only beat Southern Methodist and Boise State. I swear. They beat Georgia. Notre Dame are going to win by double digits. I hope. Hopefully they win by double digits. This is what James Franklin said. James Franklin running his mouth. College football needs uniformity. Of course he says this while his team is on the verge of playing Notre Dame. Why don't you focus on your team and focus on the game instead of running your mouth about Notre Dame needs to belong in the conference? Oh, that's easy. That's the Eagles. Eagles fall to 4-5 in NFC title games. The Super Bowl, of course, is at New Orleans. And Jared Goff is going to get the victory. Eagles is 49. 4 NFC title wins in 9 appearances. 49ers were in there last year. The Eagles are going to lose. It's that easy. Now, Dan Campbell was an interim coach with Miami before he became the Saints' assistant head coach to Sean Payton. I don't follow golf. I don't care about golf. Don't ask me about golf. Gay. It is not fun to watch. Maybe fun to play, but not fun to watch. Well, yeah, it's a psyop. So the Bengals won at the New Orleans where Joe Burrow won his national title. I told you this was a psychological operation. It's the Super Bowl after the one at New Orleans. This is what I told you about the Bengals. I told you about the psychological operation. I told you about the psychological operation with the purple cinder red logo. The Ravens and the Niners are facing off in the Super Bowl this year. And I told you this was a psychological operation, and what happened? Ravens lost. I told you Ravens would lose. The Ravens-Niners last year was BS. I told you it was BS. I go off on psyops all the time around here. We faded the misdirection. Well, I think they want to trade Jalen Hood-Schifino. If it's some rogue player like Jamari Grant of the Portland Trailblazers or somebody, I mean, you're not looking for major splashes. You're looking for more pieces, guys that can do different things. You can shoot threes, you can play D like Melton and like Dorian Finney-Smith. Maybe another hustle glue guy the Lakers can have. That Jeremiah Grant of the Portland Trail Blazers is a fantastic acquisition to make the Lakers an even better all-around basketball team. There's still value that the Lakers can get if another team wants to take on a project like Jalen Hood Shafano. There will not be a major trade. The major trade is whoever lands Jimmy Butler. But the Lakers should be able to improve their basketball team through the trade market before the February the 6th trade deadline. My favorite sport, tackle football and soccer. I like baseball and I like basketball, but those are my two favorites. I definitely like watching all four sports: the tackle football, the soccer, the baseball, the basketball. I like watching playoff hockey, but NBA playoffs kind of coincides with the NHL playoffs. But I do like seeing some high intensity, hard hitting hockey matches during the months of May and June. Well, why not them against the Lions? Because the NFL is rigged, and the Bills won't make the Super Bowl until they move into the new stadium, and the Chiefs are going to win the scripted three-peat because Tom Brady is watching the Super Bowl, and he's going to watch Patrick Mahomes do something that no other quarterback has ever done. And so the NFL is 100% rigged. Tom Brady made his debut not against the Jets. He made his NFL debut against the Detroit Lions. He made his debut against the Lions, but then he was still the backup to Drew Bledsoe. There's 45 days in between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes' birthdays. You just can't be emotional. Okay, you may want the Bills, you may want another team outside of Kansas City, but you got to stop using your emotions. I may not want to see Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs Lions matchup is pretty dope. And who wouldn't want to see that, even if you don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? I think Patrick Mahomes is a fraud. I think if and he has a lot of privilege because Joe Burrow, if it's not rigged, Joe Burrow's the best quarterback. And Burrow's the best quarterback if it's not rigged. He's by far the best. But the NFL is rigged. The NFL has an agenda, and Patrick Mahomes is a WWE actor. I knew he would beat the 49ers. I knew he would beat the Eagles. I knew he would beat the 49ers again. The NFL is rigged for the Chiefs. They have an agenda. It's definitely over for 5 years for the Chiefs after the end of the season this year. Because racist Trump is in office and he likes to call them, oh, the blacks love me. He refers to them as the blacks, Donald Trump. That's how racist he is. His family discriminated against black people looking to apply uh, to be tenants at Trump properties. His dad was arrested at a KKK rally. You see, Lamar doesn't have any chance. Well, the great Judge Gino is going to win the World Series, but that's just because Donald Trump is from New York and he probably is a Yankee fan over the New York Mets. And, Aaron Judge is raised by white people and he speaks all nice and eloquently. So, in Donald Trump's book, Aaron Judge is not is just fine. He ain't too black for me. Now, Goat King LeBron James and Stephen Curry, all them other people, Donald Trump hates these people. He has everything against the basketball players in the NBA, All Republicans like to hate on the NBA players. I'm not, just because they spoke out against police brutality. He's got the blue eyes. He's got the light skin. He don't talk black. He talk like Kermit the Frog, man. The NFL is really subliminal in their hidden overt racism. Just because Mahomes is part black, they want to pass him off as black. You see, why don't they make Lamar Jackson the face of the NFL or Jalen Hurts a real full-blooded brother as the real deal, and they could have Lamar Jackson win the Super Bowl. But no, you see, NFL ain't about that, are they? It's why I'd still have Jordan Love lose the Super Bowl against a white quarterback. It's getting predictable. It's getting predictable. We knew at Arizona the history of the racism with Barry Goldwater, and were they one of the last states to recognize civil rights as a federal holiday? Jalen Hurts stood no chance. Well, yeah. Joe Biden is his last day in office. He's a Catholic person. My theory was that Notre Dame was always going to win the national championship during his time as president. It would just happen to be like literally hours after he leaves office. Michigan scored 34 points in last year's championship game. Notre Dame scored 34 points in their last title game over. It wasn't the title game. It was the Fiesta Bowl, but that was their last national championship. They beat West Virginia. They scored 34 points in 1989. Marcus Freeman wins his 34th game. Ryan Day's Gematria 34. The 34th win from Marcus Freeman as Notre Dame coach. They are the champions yet again. And Ryan Day is just not a big game coach. Notre Dame had these guys beat last year. Prevent defense, and Ryan Day this is his karmic moment. He loses the national championship. He was big-mouthed on an interview on TV saying, it's Ohio State against the world. Right after beating Notre Dame, and guess what? Ohio State against the world, Notre Dame beat y'all in a national title game. Yes, I'd be live for that too. Yes, I will. We're going to beat Ohio State. Yes, those fans are arrogant. Yes, they are. When SEC was at its prime, University of Texas was beating their ass. USC was kicking Ohio State's ass. They're overrated. Ohio's the armpit of America, and it sucks. Thank God. They should thank the heavens that Goat King LeBron James give their state something relevant. Well, the Vikings are going to win because Sam Darnold wins in his return to LA. He played college football at USC. Some Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator, the Rams, Kevin O'Connell, the coach of the Vikings. The Vikings get the win. Todd Bowles, winner of Super Bowl 22 with the Washington Redskins, defeats Washington to improve to 2-2 in the playoffs. Played college football at Philadelphia at Temple University. Returns to Philadelphia to face off against the Eagles. Eagles Bucks Part 3 for Jalen Hurts, losing against Brady, losing against Baker. The third time he faces off against the Bucks, he beats them for the first time in the postseason. But really, the picks for the playoff week, it's all how well it finishes. I have no doubt Eagles going to win. A lot of people on here are saying, oh, no, Packers. He's going to run wild. They rested him for 2 weeks. They played Jordan Love, and he got injured. The JDE show says, I'm only betting the Chiefs. I think the Bills are going to cover the spread. I think the trap game for the spread is Ravens-Steelers. Bills got to blow out the donkeys. Hey, this donkey team, who they lose to? They lost against the Bungles, right? Who they lose to the week before? They only beat a team of fourth stringers. The Bills absolutely should be winning by double-digit margin against Denver. Oh, they lost against the Chargers. You're going up against the Buffalo Bills. You're losing against the Bills. So who did their last 3 wins came against? The Cleveland Clowns? The Chokeland Faders? The Indianapolis Dolts? A team with a quarterback who can't even complete 50% of his passes? Who have the Broncos beat? Really? Only team they beat, their last good win was against the Falcons. Oh, yeah, of course I do bet. Why have I been getting all the games of the week correct? So I remember we had the Chiefs over the 49ers. They won. We had the Vikings over the Packers. They did. The Chargers over the Broncos. Remember that game in December, right? Remember the Bengals over the Broncos to keep things interesting, right? The Dolphins beat the 49ers, right? We were right. I was right on all that. The opening night, Chiefs are going to win. Yes, Chiefs going to beat the Bengals. Yes, they did. They're going to win every week. I told you the Bills were going to defeat the Chiefs, and they did. Yeah, every single week I bet on football. I think that's good. I think that's good. It should be good. It should be good enough. It should be good enough. Okay. Calm and go to LeBron. Too many 33s. The 3-3 conference finals record for Tatum when he wins. It's oh my god, the Lakers Celtics. I feel sorry for anyone who thinks the Cavs who thinks LeBron is actually going to be forced to go up against Cleveland. He's the king. He's absolutely not going to go up against the Cavs. LeBron James never had to travel to American Airlines to compete in the NBA Finals against the Heat. It's not happening. This whole Cleveland Cavaliers, they're suddenly the Chicago Bulls and the Golden State Warriors. It's just one big psyop to get people to bet on the Cavs. They don't want too many people betting on Boston. I think they want to put some action on the Cavs. I don't have a TikTok, but I should be. I should be using a TikTok. I'll be sure to use TikTok. Be familiar with TikTok. I heard the Chinese were spying on America through TikTok, so I haven't used TikTok. But I might as well use TikTok. Whatever. The government already knows everything about you, right? They have a whole database of all the information with you, everything, the vehicle, your registration, your address, everything. They wanted to hunt you down. The government could hunt you down right now. They know where you went. Oh yeah, if I need to connect with if YouTube's is where it's at. If they want the TikTok, I give the Zoomers the TikTok. Gematria Shorts on TikTok. Okay, all right. This edition of What I Told You that the team is Gematria of this, and they improved the 4-2, then they won because of the referees. Something like that, right? Morpheus, what if I told you it's all a lie, right? Here's Gematria. Here's the rigged game you saw this week. Here's the bad call. You see the bad call right there. And then, boom, this team is 4-2, and this team equals this in the calculator. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I have no reason to watch Broncos Bills. I am not watching that mediocre playoff matchup. That is a terrible matchup. I am not watching that game. Talking about that. This is the year. I remember you motherfucking Adam Silver and you ass clowns there in the NBA a couple years ago, 2023. You people be playing with my emotion, and you people put the Lakers in the conference finals and the Celtics in the conference finals, and we thought we 4 wins away on both sides, and we get to the Celtics and the Lakers. No, you people let the Lakers get swept by this trash-ass Denver Nuggets team. This unforgivable Adam Silver. The only way you right or wrong right here is to allow the Lakers to sweep and beat this trash-ass Denver Nuggets team in 5 games. That's the only thing to right the wrong. Oh, the BS you did with the Lakers and sabotaging Goat King LeBron James because, you want him to get the 6. And you can't get the 6 before you're 23. I see what y'all be doing. Guess what? This all puts to an end right here. This Lakers team is already one of the top teams in the Western Conference. They can whip the ass of any team out west. This includes the trash-ass one-dimensional Oklahoma City Thunder. All this team does is shoot threes. They're awful. Lakers beat them. They were 3-1 against them last year. Like, go to the Bonte. He didn't even try to score against the Thunder. And you trash-ass Oklahoma City Thunder, you only won by 8 points. And go to the LeBron James didn't even try to score any points in that NBA Cup game. You see, I watched that game. Goat King LeBron James, he was not involved in the action. He was purposely not getting involved in the action in that game. I know the Thunder are trash. They cannot score. They may be good drivers. But I trust the Lakers to know when to shoot the 3 and when not to shoot the 3. In our 3-and-D guys, they are gonna stand right there up against the perimeter. And the Thunder, they didn't go up against Jared Vanderbilt either. Nuggets didn't go up against Jared Vanderbilt. I'm guessing Vanderbilt won't be ready for the first Celtics game on January 23rd. He'll probably make the difference Lakers could lose both games against Celtics. They lost both games against the Cavs. They'll probably lose both against the Celtics. Will they lose both games against the Celtics? I guess it all depends on what the Lakers and the Celtics records are before the two matchups. Don't they usually get a win against the Celtics every year during the Goat and the Bond era? You want to hype up the Celtics against the Lakers, you have to have the Lakers lose both games against the Celtics. That's just me. That's just me. It's the Wild Wild West. Are the Celtics overrated trash? Why are they overrated trash? Why are they screwed in the NBA Finals? The Celtics are 22-7 against the East, but they're 27-10 overall. So the Celtics are only 5-3 against the West. So they're just another team in the Western Conference. This is a good opportunity, Celtics. You beat the Denver Nuggets. You get a win against the Sacramento Kings. You gotta show that you are still the top dog in the NBA. You can't be 5-4. You can't. You gotta be 6-3 against the West. The LA Flippers are now behind the Lakers. When will Kawhi Leonard make a scripted return? He has decided to take a leave of absence. He's from LA. He's got family there. So these are very serious matters for Kawhi Leonard. And I hope everything goes well for Kawhi, that this whole situation fixes itself. It's a bigger matter right now than simply playing a game. So I do hope Kawhi helps solve the problem with the whole displacement his family is dealing with. Man, Warriors definitely are a fun team. They had an easy cakewalk to the finals. And this team, they could never. I mean, the Denver Nuggets were not the Denver Nuggets that we know them to be after they lost against the Warriors. Well, it's 1 o'clock. Lots of milestones, lots of Goat King the Bond things we talked about this year. Where will the Lakers finish? Are we going to deal with a moment of chaos at any point in the next 2 to 4 weeks? We know how good the Lakers are capable of being. They can be the fourth seed. They can that they're capable of being far better than what they are right now. That game against the Mavericks is rigged. The Lakers are supposed to be an underdog. The public thinks you're out of your damn mind to suggest the Lakers can win the championship. From what I've seen during these past few years, where the Lakers beat the best teams in the league and they half-ass it, and they don't bother themselves some nights. And you saw the Lakers in the NBA Cup. They were blitzing teams. They were kicking their ass, and they chose to compete in the NBA Cup. And so don't give me any of this. This team is trash. That is a myth. That is a lie. That is fake news. What you're seeing is not what you actually are seeing in real time. What you're seeing is the version of the LA Fakers. This is not the most real version of the LA Lakers. The LA Fakers have to stick to the narrative of me, the underdog, and this is a magical Mammoth-style championship for their first title since at Disney World. So long live the LA Fakers. Long live the LA Fakers. All these goalkeeper hating Bob, they be talking about LA Fakers. They have no clue. This team can actually win the championship if they wanted to. But now's the time to flip the script when you get to February and March and April. And Jared Vanderbilt is back, and Duke Bonzine and Anthony Davis and company understand that when the schedule gets tough during late February, early March, now's the time to show what we have, that we are a championship team. And but for now, it's about staying healthy. It's a long season, and tweaks in terms of the ankle in the knee can happen in any given moment. Back-to-backs are very dangerous. That ain't good for the players. Are there too many games? Should the season be a little bit longer? And when you play a lot of back-to-backs, there's no excuse to not foster player development. You should play your second string for the back-to-backs, your younger players, that this is how you develop players. I know the Lakers have done a great job at developing players. Not so much the Denver Nuggets around Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. There's a reason why this team has struggled from time to time this season again. Jamal Murray and company, is he regressing? Or simply they're not adding the right pieces? Or Russell Westbrook is disrupting the balance of chemistry in the team? It's time to stop saying that the Grizzlies are a team of nobodies. This is a tough team. They finished number 2, I think, a couple years ago. And again, Memphis Grizzlies are approaching a top 3 finish. The biggest difference, obviously, is J.R. Moran being healthy. Memphis Grizzlies, what were they? Number 2, and they are now number 3. And the Houston Rockets have gotten a lot better during the past year. Another young team. Biggest weakness of the Thunder and the Rockets is they too young and go to the bond Anthony Davis in the LA Lakers. LA Lakers got young pieces, but the Lakers, they have Christian Wood come back. They have Jared Vanderbilt. Lakers got, they don't have all the veterans, but they have plenty of veterans to stick it to the Thunder and the Rockets. The LA Flippers. I don't watch enough of the LA Flippers. Yeah, James Harden's still there, is he? Minnesota Timberwolves. This team had Gobert and KAT. KAT was a beast. He's balling it up with the New York Knicks. Minnesota Timberwolves, they're not that team on the inside. Is Anthony Edwards shooting too many threes? I think Chucky's right about that. I think Spurs, they bought more players. They have Victor. This team is good. You see bus riding bum Kevin Durant. Your competition around you is getting much better. They're actually building their teams, but you two worry about having a big three. And Bradley Beal is proving that he is a disaster. He does not play defense. He plays on the Washington Wizards. The loser Phoenix Suns gave up the bench. I am very, very embarrassed to be a fan of this loser-ass Phoenix Suns team. There is no team that has this lack of heart like the loser Phoenix Suns. This team is trash. 8-1 and they 16-19. The Sacramento Kings have won 5 straight games. The loser Phoenix Suns. The loser Phoenix Suns should be making a big trade. If the loser Phoenix Suns are serious about the championship, you need to make a big move in the trade deadline. But nope, loser Suns are happy with the bus riding bum. They only wish they could have GOAT King LeBron James. I certainly wish the loser Phoenix Suns had GOAT King LeBron James. Lakers, they don't have a super team. People are on the drugs. Super team. What you talking about? Lakers were never a super team during the past couple of years. They've been a really, really good all-around team. But the one thing they are not is they are not a super team. I have yet to see GOAT King LeBron try to build a super team in LA. And no, DeMar DeRozan is not a super team kind of player. He's a good supporting swingman. I don't know. We'll see where Jimmy Butler goes to. I don't know. That's what makes him be exciting is you don't know which trade appears out of nowhere. 2023 was Kevin Durant. Last year, I can't quite remember what was the big trade last year. This year, it's obviously Jimmy Butler. I don't know who's gonna try to trade for Jimmy Butler. I wonder how many games he's played this year at the time of his revelation that he wants to be traded. This team moves to the Jazz 136 to 100, but they beat the Warriors. Man, they're still getting traded and they lose against the Jazz. We will wait and see. We will wait and see. Like, golly, Kevin Durant is such a fucking bum. Okay. The loser Suns are playing like garbage because they're load managing for Kevin Durant. That's my position. Kevin Durant is load managing. He wants to miss the playoffs. He needs some rest. It's a load managing move in what is clearly a lost season for the loser Phoenix Suns. If the loser Suns are not about load managing and resting Kevin Durant and reloading in the offseason, then the loser Suns are going to make a big trade. But I think it's a lost year, and the loser Suns are like, let's fix the roster in the offseason. Allow Kevin Durant and Booker the Bum. Well, Booker the Bum is still young. It's Kevin Durant that needs to rest because he's 35 years of age, isn't he? Yes, he does. CWE guy, where was he burping and chirping about Kevin Durant winning the championship? My God. Well, we'll see him again when his Bills lose against the Chiefs in the playoffs. But he always calls me a Chiefs hater, a Bills hater every single year. But I know when this team is going to win the Super Bowl. Inside and Jimmy Butler. I should watch that video. Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Notre Dame's gonna whip Penn State. Let's get ready for that, okay? Yeah, fool. Yeah, fool. If you go for Penn State. You know, overcoming adversity, the short rest. It's not short rest. I mean, Notre Dame played on Thursday. It's a week later. Notre Dame are well rested. That's not the issue. The issue is that Penn State has played nobody. Well, if you've seen Texas against ASU, Ohio State are going to beat Texas. Quinn Ewers is just not that dude. I've seen him against Georgia. He's just not that guy. Texas offense did nothing for 2 quarters against ASU. This Texas offense has to be much more consistent. I blame the poor pass coverage by ASU on that 4th down. And that should not have been a conversion. Notre Dame's last win over Ohio State in 1936. Notre Dame's next championship in 36 years. Number 3 on the Lions is the punter. Is there going to be a blocked punt or something in the Super Bowl? Okay, that is it. That is it. That is it. Hopefully they destroy Penn State. Hopefully they do. All these people are on drugs. If they think Penn State's can beat Notre Dame, did they not see Notre Dame beat Georgia? It's easy. I've seen the spread. Went to Notre Dame 2, and then it went down to 1 point for Penn State. So all these Penn State suckers. I mean, I don't know what I see from SMU and Boise to suggest that they can beat a team coming off of a win against the SEC champion. SEC hasn't been completely terrible this bowl season. LSU blitzed Baylor and Ole Miss smoked Duke. Bama is awful. Texas is getting wins. They beat Clemson, they beat ASU, so they represented. That Navy Oklahoma game was rigged. This Navy coach was from Oklahoma or something, I think. 5:30 Mountain Time, the game. Go Irish. Go Notre Dame. And again, Penn State's 33, 33rd win for Marcus Freemason. Which black coach could be playing in the national title game on MLK Day? America, racist, white supremacy again. Rigged the election for Trump. Inauguration Day on MLK Day for racist Trump. MLK is rolling in his grave. That fat bastard son of a bitch is sitting here making it all political about the wildfires instead of wishing the thoughts and prayers for the people of California. But this asshole piece of shit is turning things political and starts blaming the Democrats and starts creating chaos and dividing people instead of we are here to help the people of California. Piece of trash. Piece of fucking trash. Stupid ass people can't fucking see that Elon Musk and the billionaires are going to purposely destroy the economy so they buy up more properties and stock and they enrich themselves. These people are sociopaths. These people are vampires. They are pests. They suck on your blood. They enrich themselves at your own suffering. This is what these people are. When will people wake the hell up? Oh, you're talking about that kind of death metal photo of LA, all ravaged in orange in the skylines. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of empty space in that inauguration photo as there was in 2016. My dad's a Republican. He says he's not even watching the inauguration. Lots of people didn't want that guy to be president. His election was rigged. Starlink rigged the election. Elon Musk personally admitted on CNN he was screwed if Trump lost. His companies would get investigated. You see all these people, we're free, but Democrats lost, we're free again. And you're not free. This is what's wrong with America. This is what's wrong with our political process. A billionaire is buying out the election, Elon Musk, with all of his money to buy himself influence. Donald Trump is literal corruption. I don't get these fucking ass clowns who act like Donald Trump is some political outsider of the system. And fake media, too. Stop labeling the guy an outsider. Media is vile and corrupt. Thank goodness the ratings are in the gutter even further. There's no reason to watch mainstream media except every 4 years on election night. That's literally it. Tyreek Hill's going to go to some soccer team that is not about leadership, having guys all in on the championship. Tyreek Hill has always been all about himself. And this guy is quite frankly trash. How many kids with how many baby mamas he impregnated? This guy, how many fatherless kids? This guy is not to be celebrated. He is a deadbeat. Not everyone who plays in the NFL is Tyreek Hill. And from the looks of it, it's not like the Chiefs missed Tyreek Hill anyways. Wide receivers are not that valuable. Great quarterbacks make mediocre wide receivers look good. Great wide receivers struggle when they're not given a good quarterback. Yep. I'll be here for the Notre Dame game. Yep. I need to get some sleep. I can't wait for the game. I think I'll be here for Goat King the Bond against the Miami Heat too. That game's on ESPN. Yep. I'll be here for Goat King the Bond broadcast. Yep. Yep, in the conference title games. Yep, because we all know which teams already play in the conference title game. This playoffs is pretty obvious. It's one of the most predictable playoffs ever. Good night. They're ready to crash. I'm good. Yeah, I'm just ready to sleep. Good night.